Hello there, Flameborn, and welcome back to Enshrouded. It's been a while since I did a video, but we recently got the new water update that added a water biome, but most importantly, actually added water to the game, which we can use, we can build with it, and it's all still in the awesome voxel world of Enshrouded, so definitely got me excited to start a new building project. So that's what I've done right over here. This is the first building, which kind of serves as, well, the start of the town, but also of the survival base. So it has a lot of room for storage. All of the NPCs are here for the time being until I've managed to build more. Quite liking this little spot that I managed to find. We have a temple there in the distance. We have some kind of bridge and tower over here, and we can even see some of the big trees from the Black Mire over there as well, which is really awesome. We do have some shroud quite close, but that's fine. And we had this lovely little island in the lake. So if you're wondering where it is, it's actually all the way here at the top of the map. It is this little lake. I think there's a name, but it doesn't seem to show the name now. It's some kind of lagoon name. Not sure why the name isn't showing, but yeah, it's right at the top left, right above the Black Mire, but it is in a new biome. And that's where I built this townhouse. This townhouse is inspired from some of the villages that you meet early on. I think it's this one, Driftwood Wake, which is quite a cool little village. I saw that, I was like, yeah, I've been wanting to build a town for a while now, and now with the water and everything, it feels like a great time to get that started. So over the past few days, I've been working on this build, and by the end of the video, I'll also show you the construction of the build. I've recorded hopefully most of it. I hope I remember to press record every time. I'll find out whilst I'm editing, but hopefully most of it, except of course when I started adding in details, because I mean, that's time consuming. I don't think I'm completely done with detailing yet. And also, it's kind of personal. Like, you might want different details anyway. But yeah, quite happy with the start of this little town. There will be much more added over time. I've got big plans to expand on it. We'll go through some of those plans at the end of the tour. But first, let's go over here and let's take a quick look at this new build. So we have a big main building, we have this hallway with a little house on top of it, and then we have that little building off to the side. All kind of starting points of where we could expand to in the future. And I've also started working on a lovely little bit of landscaping there with a waterfall that... Why did it just disappear? There's a waterfall there. There we go. There we go. It's back. It's back. I don't know why it sometimes does that. Is it because I go out of render or something? I don't know. But it's there. There's waterfall flowing down. So scary building with water for the first time. Anyway, let's take a look at the build here. As you can see, got quite a nice little bit of a garden right here in front. And actually, we do have a lovely little bit of beach right here down the side as well that I decided to make. Quite happy with this. Really nice spot to just sleep through the night here on the beach, and little fire here to keep us warm at night. We got the new fish decor here, which is quite cool. Some other bits and bobs and a lot of plant life just to bring a lot of life to the place. I went a bit crazy with the overgrown tool. I definitely want to adjust that once I start working on the area around here. And the windmill there is just temporary so that we have a mill that is powered for now. We have this lovely pathway with coffin lids, you know, to get some cool dynamic shapes. And as you can see, I did start detailing this area pretty nicely. So there's a lot of little details already, but it's definitely something that I want to keep going and around and adding as the town grows, adding these little details because it really adds a lot of character and life to the place. Got a little beehive here. Then you have the main entrance to the main building right up here at the top. Actually, let me open the door the other way. I don't know why sometimes the door opens inward. I like it going this way more. But yeah, you can see there's quite a little bit of detail, but I actually want to go take the stairs down here because then we're here at the bottom layer. So in the future, obviously, there will be a bridge here crossing, but right now, this is where we can arrive. And you can kind of get into the thing. You can see there's a little bit of details already around here. And for now, it is also the place where all of the crafting things are. So it can be a little bit crowded with some seed beds here. You can see a bunch of storage already. So we're going to be moving of our entire storage system into this base. It's not done yet, but you can see I made sure that there was loads of space down here. So this entire basement of this build is all storage, and hopefully we'll be able to label it with the new signs so that this will be a lot more practical to use than what we had at the old base. But yeah, you can see there's actually loads of space here for storage. We have some of the crafting stations out here as well. Just making sure that hopefully this time we can keep things organized, and it does feel like a nice basement for a building. And then we have this like main street going through it all the way here to the back, and then we have a little staircase that goes into the water just in case, you know, if you fall in, you can actually still get out. And I added a drain here just as security measure for the future if I started adding more water features, making sure that this existing lake doesn't go any higher. I'm not very you know, certain how all the water features work yet, so I'm just, you know, having some precautions just in case. I don't want to flood my entire base and mess up this lake, obviously. But yeah, then here to the side we have this little side building. For now, this is where a lot of the crafting stations are until I build more of the town and, you know, can kind of build like specific buildings for all the NPCs, etc. Now this is just kind of where a lot of the different stations are located. You could already see a few of them here in the middle of the base as well. For some reason she liked to get in that corner, and she's been stuck there ever since. I kind of need to rescue her at some point, I suppose. But yeah, quite like the basement. And then of course we also have stairs here on the inside so that we can get into the main room. And for now this is the main crafting hall, NPC hall, because as I said, it's just the start and we wanted to move in here because, well, the storage is a lot more practical than we had at the little starter village that we kind of outgrown but never really upgraded enough. So this is hopefully going to be a fresh start for us. So all the NPCs are here, some of the crafting stations are here, and then we're working on this Drac piece of art. We still need 2 pieces. We might have them, and I might just not be able to find them right now. That is kind of the issue. But you can see this is the little house above the main road going down here, so there is decent amount of space here to be utilized still. I don't quite know what I'll use the space for once I've set up all the other NPC houses. I might still keep a little bit of crafting going on here. Maybe we'll just turn it into a nice town hall and have like some seating options. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Then out here we have some of the cooking stations right there. We have the water well here to gather some water, and then we have a lovely little garden here to the side, and then of course the front with a nice bay window. Now I actually used I looked around for some cool designs to break up walls, and I saw someone building the bay window. I'll share the video that I used as the basis for mine, and I kind of adjusted it from there to work for my own design. But it is quite nice because it's a little bit more rounded of a shape than most of the Enshrouded builds, so it just adds a little bit more character and life to the place, which I really like. Then we have a staircase going up here, so we have the side part of the building. I'm not sure what to use this room for, but we have another room here. Then over here, this is where temporarily there's a lot of beds in this kind of in-between layer, and there's a secret door there for under the staircase. But yeah, we have a lot of beds here. We have even more beds here. This is just to make the NPCs happy, obviously. Eventually, this will change once they get their own houses and stuff. But for now, we kind of have all these different rooms. And then all the way at the top is probably the best room, actually. Oh, it's getting dark outside now. We have the little bay window. I quite liked it. I played around with the windows as well. So this window is like slightly open to let in some fresh air. And yeah, it's just a nice little rounded bay window. I made some steps up there with these wall shelves, which is quite cool, I think. And then on the other side, obviously we have the same thing. Oh, it's very dark outside now, but yeah, these bay windows definitely are a nice break. I still need to add windows in here. Apparently I forgot to do that. Still need to add some windows, so yeah, there's some windows here to the side as well, and then for the rest it's mostly just normal walls because we have buildings to the side. We have a cozy little fireplace here. I did add some of these comfy chairs, but obviously there's a lot of decorations that still need to go on. I'm not sure how much I'll focus on the interior, but I do want to go quite crazy on the exterior, adding a lot of life to the streets as we start building out the rest of the town. There we go. Should be daytime again, so we can have a little better look here. So yeah, you can see there's still some nice views to enjoy from all of these windows. And then I've also added some chimneys. I'm not quite happy with the chimneys at the moment. I did want some smoke to come out. I think I like this one best, but I might play around with those a little bit more, trying to figure out something that looks a little bit nicer than this, because I think this one's definitely way too bulky. This one's all right, but I'm not sure. I think it's probably better ways to do it, and I just need to kind of figure it out. And then I also might want to add some plants or moss or something to the roofs on certain spots, just to make it a little less flat, a little less boring. Maybe also do the decay tool on some places on the roof, just to make it that little bit more interesting, because yeah, I feel like there's ways to tell more of a story there. But in general, I'm very happy with my first Enshrouded build in quite a while. It's been a while since I done any building in this game, and finally doing something else than hobbit holes, which is pretty much what I've been doing for most of Enshrouded now since the release. So yeah, it's been fun finally getting a proper build in. Definitely have major plans for the rest of the town. I'll go over those plans now, and then at the end of the video there's also me building this for if you want to try to build something similar. Don't mind this is just my temporary building storage that I had set up before, of course, the main building. As soon as we start getting everything into storage, I'm sure I won't be needing much of that anymore. So the plan obviously is to build some kind of lake town. So a lot of the buildings will actually go onto the lake here and onto the side of this bank. Obviously this is a temporary bridge right now just to make the crossing easier, but there will be an actual bridge eventually. I want to kind of build all around the edge of this water part at least, because the border goes right behind that new rock formation, because that's where I built my waterfall that now has suddenly disappeared again, which is quite weird. We'll have to check out what's going on with that. I might have to adjust the water levels after all, because I worked on this last night. I thought I did it. I was very happy to not have any flooding. There we go. It's back again. Like it knows we're talking about it, and now it's gone again. It's so weird. What's happening there? Is it because it's all the way over at the edge? And I don't know. If anyone knows why it stopped, because obviously there's enough water there. We'll check once we get up there. But yeah, there's a waterfall there. I'm gonna have another waterfall going down there, I think, and then probably have a water wheel building somewhere down there where there is flowing water, hopefully. But yeah, there's gonna be a whole town here on the lake. I can also go just on the shore of that one, so I'll probably build like a little entrance over there and then a bridge coming into the town. Then the main town will probably be here on the side. I do kind of want to keep a little bit of the beach here, so maybe some more beachy vibes, maybe a fishing hut somewhere around here, because I think we can pretty much build up to around here somewhere. I'm not quite sure, obviously, without the hut, but yeah, it's pretty extensive, the range we can do. Actually, maybe... oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Can I find my building hammer? Yes. Can we then see the line? Oh yes, you can see we can go quite far actually. So we can definitely have a fishing hut somewhere down here on a nice place, and we could even have a building here. Like, we have quite a lot of space. Now originally I was gonna maybe do some farms on that side, but I actually think that this little green hill I might want to turn into some terraced farms, so different layers, and then probably have some of the layers be like underwater, of course, so that they could have the rice fields on it. So I think I'll play around with that on this slope. And then on the top here, I'll probably build like a bigger farmhouse so that we can have a big barn for most of the creatures that we might want to keep. So that is probably going to go all up on that hill. And then, yeah, some nice terraced farms, I think, would be quite nice to have down this slope. And then maybe, you know, ending with a nice little farmhouse for the farmer somewhere as well. Maybe up here, maybe down somewhere along the farm. And then this, I think, is where I'm going to build like a little windmill. Because obviously they look quite cool, and if the farms are going to be here, I feel like having a windmill right here would be quite nice, just on the edge, so that I could also integrate that into where the rest of the town is going to start forming. Now, I built a custom little mountain on top of this hill. Let me actually take away the hammer. So this little hill here is all custom, and this is because I placed my water source up here. So you can see the water source up here, and this is the first little pond that it is making. I made sure to secure it. The water level can't raise too high in case it does. And then now we have this little part where it will overflow into the next part. So that's the first little waterfall I created. Then we have another little pond here, which actually goes quite deep. So there's a bigger water reserve in this one. And well, it was supposed to be able to go a little bit higher, but then I started adding more waterfalls. So this one here to the side was actually an accident, and it kind of seems like it might not be low enough, like it might not flow all the time. But yeah, we have another waterfall going here to the side, which fills up this pond, because originally I was only meant to have a waterfall down here, because then I could build like a little section where I could have a water wheel with flowing water and everything. But then accidentally I left a hole in, and I saw some water flowing down the side. I quite liked the way it looked on the side, so I figured, you know, I might as well keep that around because it actually looks quite cool. But now it's been misbehaving today, that sometimes I guess it just kind of stops, and I'm not entirely sure why. As you can see, it is quite a small hole, so I might just have to extend that a bit, making that a little bit more pronounced, and probably making sure that the two different waterfalls are on the same level, so that both of them will always have the same amount of water flowing out, because that might be one of the issues. And otherwise I might add another water source there. Of course, I think you have about 20 in total for any given area, so hopefully I can do that, but I kind of want to limit myself, of course, although this water source hopefully will be able to power quite a bit of my area, because I kind of want to split off maybe some water for the farms as well, and then keeping most of the other water sources for like little fun projects in the village itself. But yeah, we'll see. Still need to learn a lot of the water. I've not really played around with that yet, but yeah, that's kind of the current plans. Yeah, there we go. Now the waterfall is flowing brilliantly. Like, this was an accident that happened, but then I saw it as like, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to have, and there'll probably be a second waterfall there at some point, and that will be a very nice little backdrop for the town. One of these I might cut off a little bit higher and then have it flow through the town on a higher level, so that we can have some layers of the town, you know, flowing the water in different directions and make some canals in the town itself. So yeah, definitely big plans, big motivation to get started on this village and get this growing into a beautiful little town, and a lot of cool ideas. But if you have any suggestions or inspiration or ideas of things that maybe I should add to the town in general, as you can see, it's still a pretty blank slate. We only have one building, which I'm definitely quite happy with. Of course, there's still some areas that need some touching up as we connect it to whatever is going to be around it. That corner especially, that looks really, really finished now that we have that little beach and land section there. I quite like that, but that side, of course, has purposely been left pretty bare, because that is going to connect, hopefully, to a lovely little town all around it. And then, yeah, this farms and the windmill and stuff, I think is going to be great. The water features as well. It just adds a lot of life to it. That's why I probably will do the windmill next, just because I think having the windmill up the hill, spinning around, will add a lot of life and character. I'm going to go quite simple and quite small, I think, for the windmill, at least for the first one. We could always add another one if we wanted to. But yeah, exciting times. I do plan on doing a little bit more Enshrouded building action now. I don't know how often I'll be able to get videos out, but there is a definite plan to get building and do more. But I don't want to set like a time limit for myself. I don't want to say I have to make a video every week. I'll just see whenever I finish something cool, then I'll share it with you, and I try to share as much as possible of the build process. I'll try to remember to record it, and otherwise maybe at some point we'll also do some like little building streams whilst we're working on the village, decorating, stuff like that. We could definitely do at some point too, if people are interested in seeing that, of course. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and as I said before, in a little bit I'm going to show you me building that whole build for if you want to follow along. And yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy seeing these builds, you want to see more Enshrouded build action, and of course feel free to leave suggestions about future builds you'd like to see or additions to the town you'd like to see down in the comments below. Any tips for water, any little decoration tips as I start bringing life into my town, definitely are very, very welcome. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. But now let's jump into how to build this lovely building behind me.